So what is weaning?
Well, for me it's an introduction to solid foods when your baby's 6 months old.
Yeah, because that phrase weaning can be quite confusing, can't it, really, to what it actually means.
Yeah, and from a breastfeeding point of view, often it means stopping breastfeeding, and that's not what we're talking about today, is it?
Looking for signs that baby's ready, which would be...
Yeah, so some of those signs might be like showing an interest in food, or being able to sit up and hold themselves well, sitting in a high chair.
Yeah. And we often get mums who think that babies are looking for food because they're feeding a bit more often around about 4 months, and we know now that babies are not developmentally ready at that time, and it's a bit of a growth spurt and it'll settle down on its own.
A big part of it's feeling the textures as well,
Yeah.
getting used to them, and it's not just about starting to eat and eat in big volumes, it's about learning different textures and tastes, and that can take quite a while sometimes.
Yeah, and going with the flow as well for the baby, what they can manage. It should always be adapted towards that child and how mum feels that child is going.
Yeah.
You know, and pace it, take it at baby's pace.
And people quite often think that by giving solids can help them sleep. Sleep
Yeah,
through the night.
absolutely. Yeah, and actually it's the opposite.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it is a minefield for
It is,
parents.
yeah.
There's a minefield out there, and I think when you walk along the baby aisle and you see the jars and the pouches and the packets, and they have the month range on them and they're all ready made, it can be a minefield to think, well, I don't need to think about what I'm going to make, I can just buy these ready-made foods. But making your own is simple enough, it's more cost effective.
If you're cooking it at home and then introducing it to your baby, they're more likely to eat it when they're older and be less fussy, instead of just wanting to eat branded foods in the shelf.
And improve your family's diet as well, because if you're all cooking and eating the same thing, you're going to eat much better.
Lots of parents tell me they're worried about allergies as well, and when to introduce things, and what we'd say to them is like, make sure you introduce all foods. It's going to be more detrimental holding foods back, so things like eggs and nut butters can be introduced from 6 months. I think one of the most important things for me about introducing foods is definitely the mess. You've got to let the babies make
embrace the mess.
That's it. Get a shower curtain and put it down, or get some
half it in two, have one to go in the wash. Let them get messy, they'll be less fussing, and let them try things themselves, because the more they have this action of putting things to the mouth, they're perfecting all the time. Even when they start quite early on putting their hands and their fists in their mouth, the mums are saying, oh, I'll be ready, and I say, no, it's nature's way of them perfecting.
I know, I really don't like it when you see the pouches with a spoon you can attach on the end, because you're just squeezing something out. The baby doesn't get to look at the food and see what it looks like, feel it, and see what it feels like. It's just straight into their mouth, which is not, they're not really learning about.
We wouldn't like to be fed like that. It removes all the sensory approach to food that we enjoy so much as adults. It's depriving them, isn't it? And they're not learning what they like and how to eat properly.
Lots of babies, I hear from mums that say, oh, I gave my baby broccoli and they hated it. And I just say to them, keep persevering.
Absolutely.
It's like you have to try things 10 to 15 times before you'll actually accept the flavour.
The pouches and jars can seem so much more convenient to take out and about if you're going out with baby. What are our tips for taking out and
pots?
Fruit's lovely and soft and eat so easy to take some banana with you and either mash it or let the baby squish it.
Important not to add sugar or salt to baby's food, so buying out and about in restaurants can have additional ingredients added.
It's another one of mum's worries is the baby choking, isn't it?
Yeah, quite a bit about that. And I know you can buy things that have their food in a mesh that they suck it out of, but that's not the same as eating. So you want them to really have faith in their baby.
For me, baby-led weaning is just, like you say, letting the baby kind of show you what they can manage. If they can manage pureed foods, if they're taking finger foods, a bit of everything, just a variety of all different textures and moving at their pace. There's no right and wrong to it. You have to wean this way. You can do it what's going to suit your family. High chairs as well. A high chair, I say to lots of parents, are really important to have a high chair so that your baby's sitting comfortably. They're not having to think about holding themselves up and balance along with trying to eat and put things up to their mouth. So a good high chair, especially with footboard, if you can get them, they're kind of the best ones to go for.
Yeah. It would be nice as well if grandparents, aunties, you know, most childminders and nurseries agree to supporting parents, because we all need the support, regardless of what you do. We all need support to
It's really hard
do it
to be a
together.
parent. We need as much
It
support
is.
as we can get.
It's the hardest job in the world, but the most rewarding if we get support and we're not doing it alone.